Hi, this is Linda Remmers from HoopSisters, and today I'm going to show you our flag block. This is our 8-inch flag block. This is our 5. So let me show you what things you need to make our flag block. To make our flag block, you need your battleizer, and I've already got it placed in my hoop. You'll need your fabric 1. I'm going to use white. Fabric 2, I'm going to use green. My fabric 3 is going to be purple. This is what I'm going to use, a print for the back of my block. For threads, you will need your wash away thread. You will need your thread B in a bobbin as well as for your needle. You will need your thread C and a quilting thread. In my case, I'm going to use black, and you will also need that in the bobbin. Here I've stitched step 1 of our flag block so you can see where our fabrics are going to go. Now we're going to go ahead and switch to our wash away thread in the needle only. And for step 2, I'm going to place our fabric 2, which is my green. I'm going to place it right side up, and it's going to baste the fabric down. Step 2 is now stitched onto my battleizer, so now I'm going to go ahead and trim it using my hoop scissors. We like to leave about a ½ inch on the outside edge of the block, and then on the inside edge we're going to do a scant ¼ inch. So that will work for that one. Now for step 3, we're going to put thread B in the needle only, and it's going to do some decorative stitching. We're going to place a neutral thread back in the needle to do your seam, and then we're going to take fabric 3, and we're going to place it right side to fabric 2. It's going to stitch the seam here, and then we'll flip it out, and this will be for step 4. I just stitched step 4. I stitched my seam, so now I'm going to flip my fabric right side out, finger press it. I'm going to place my water soluble thread in the needle only, and it's going to sew a tack down stitch. Step 5, I've completely tacked my seam down with my water soluble thread. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim it, leaving about a ½ inch on the outside, and on the inside edge a scant ¼ inch. Now for step 6, we're going to go ahead and put our thread C in the needle only, and it'll do a decorative stitch on the purple fabric. For step 7, you're going to put your wash away thread in your needle only, and then we're going to take fabric 1 and we're going to place it right side up over this area here, and we're going to go ahead and baste down the triangle. So I've just finished stitching my tack down stitch for step 7, and I'm going to go ahead and trim really close as if for applique on these 2 inside edges using my hoop scissors. And for step 8, I'm going to place my stem stitch thread in the needle only, and it will cover the raw edge. For step 8, we're going to switch back to our wash away thread. I'm going to take my backing fabric and I'm going to spray a little temporary spray adhesive on it, and then I will turn the hoop over and place my backing fabric, centering it over the design, and we'll stitch the tack down stitch. For step 10, we're going to go ahead and stitch the stem stitch. So we're going to put our stem stitch thread in the needle and the bobbin, and because we're now working and we're going to see the back when we're done, if you have an automatic thread cutter, now would be the time to turn that off. Now we're ready to do step 11, which is the final step for our flag block, and that's the quilting step. So I'm going to place my quilting thread in the needle and the bobbin and stitch the quilting stitches. Our flag block is completed, so now we're going to trim it. And when you trim these blocks, if there's an edge that's going to be binding, like for example on this edge of this block there's going to be binding, I'm going to trim that a ¼ inch from the basting line, which is right here on the edge. So I'll put that basting line on my ¼ inch, trim it through all layers, and then these 3 edges are going to be stitched to the